Entourage. A group of people attending or surrounding an important person, like a CEO or the president, important figures. In this case, we're going to be talking about the new Adversary mode that's just been released for Grand Theft Auto Online, hence called Entourage. My name is BuzzBrock30, and we're going to be going into an explanation of how the game works and how the game goes. So basically, Entourage is the mobile version of Extraction, whereas you have three different roles where you play as three different personas. In this case, you're going to be playing as a target, a person who's fully armored to the teeth to reach a certain destination, of course. You have the bodyguard, who is enlisted to help the target reach their destination, wherever it may be, by shooting your opponents or blowing them to hell, like so. And last but not least, you have the assassins, and their task is to take down the heavily armored target while trying to avoid the bodyguards in the process.
Sit down, asshole. Yeah.
And since I feel as though they have the hardest job, we're going to go into them first. While the assassins do have limited lives, they also have weaker weapons, no weapon pickups, no explosives, and possibly no team cooperation if you do not know what's going on. Now, as an assassin, it's going to be tough and it's going to be hard, especially if you're going against good players, and especially if you play in auto-aim sessions. Whereas in free-aim sessions, it could be just as hard, but you have a better chance of being able to survive. But hopefully with the help I have enlisted, I'll be able to help you at least in order to see what's going on. Now, to start off with is the weapons. Now, you have weaker weapons: the assault rifle, micro SMG, pistol, knife, and sawed-off shotgun. If you know how to use the weapons, then you should be good. And that's all there is to it. Now, when it comes to trying to actually take out the target, you're going to have to take out the bodyguards first. They have a set number of lives. And don't do what I do, trying to see if you can melee them while they're in cover, crouching down, because it's not going to work. Otherwise, you're going to get mowed down. There are going to be other bodyguards who are going to basically be as good as you or even better than you and give you a hell of a hard time. In this case, I recommend not going at it alone because you will get mowed down just like I have. Instead, be a distraction or have your teammates distract the bodyguards while you go for the target. Read the situation beforehand before going into, a hellstorm or shitstorm, as most people will call it. Be a distraction or have them be a distraction so you can go ahead and get to the target, whereas they don't know what's going on. For example, I'm heading around right now about to KO the target. Yes, you can one-hit KO them, but only if you hit them in the back of the head. It's an easy kill and the round will be over quick. Don't go ahead and try to knock them out in the front because it'll be like the beast. You hit them and they'll be down, but once they get back up, they'll end up kicking your ass hard. It sucks, I know. Next up is the bodyguards. They have powerful weapons and they have pickups. And they have the long range advantage. But here's the thing, they have only a set number of lives. And that's the one thing that most people do not understand. Now, as a bodyguard, your task is once again to protect the target when they reach their destination. The assassins nor the bodyguards do not know the target's location and where they need to go except the target themselves. And that's one thing that most people do not understand. Now, you can use the environment to help you in most situations, but sticking to the target at all times is actually a good idea. Also, you're equipped with the special carbine, the MG, combat pistol, heavy sniper, and assault shotgun. These are good weapons in order to mow down a bunch of opponents that are in your way. Also, you should be careful and be aware of the canisters right here. Those are your extra lives. With those extra lives, you can, I can't say no matter how many times you die, you'll be alive, come back up. The canisters give you an extra life, basically, just in case you end up dying. You're like, damn, I need to get back in the battlefield fast. Well, there you go, there's a canister. There are a couple around along with health packs, so that's something you should be aware of. Now, as a bodyguard, I feel as though you need to stick around with the other bodyguards in order to be, like a big group that's very powerful, very moving, stuff like that. If you're all together, then you're going to win the match good and fast, and that's with cooperation. Sorry if I'm being explanatory, but moving on is the last part, the target or fully armored bullet sponge, or FABS for short. While you do have powerful weapons and protective armor, with the bulletproof helmet, you can't run, you can't jump, and this is what I would like to call a yellow situation. You only have one life, so be sure to use it well. Now, besides the powerful weapons, there is one switch up with the target. You have grenades, a sawed-off shotgun, but you also have a grenade launcher, which is actually good to take opponents down if they're far away or if they're hiding behind cover, because there are times when people will be cover hugging, and trust me, that's going to be hard. It's going to suck. And the one tip I would have as being a target is to not waste too much time dilly-dallying, sorry about that, with the opponents. Yes, you can easily pick them off with a long-range sniper because, you know, one hit with those things and you're done, son. But I would recommend looking at the time and trying not to waste that time by screwing around with the opponents, because during that time, your bodyguards could be trying to help you, but they can also be dying at the same time. They're not invincible, and neither are you. While you do have protective armor and, you know, the high setup gear, you're not guaranteed to live throughout the whole entire match. Now, by making a mistake such as that, you're putting yourself at risk, basically, and you're going to find yourself outnumbered and outgunned. And that's the worst thing that can happen. Now, if you're a good player and you know how to maneuver yourself out of situations such as this, then you're good to go. Then maybe you don't need a team. Maybe you're a one-man army. But that's not usually the case here, because they'll be after your ass like it's nothing. It's best to stay with the bodyguards because they already know what's up. They already know what they're doing. They already know what they're getting paid for, and they will gladly die for the cause, Matt. They will die for the cause.
That's what you get for hiding behind.
And that's basically all there is to it for the target. The only thing I would say is that be careful of those who try to come up at you and try to, you know, whack-a-mole you, basically, because that will be the end of you. If they're all together and someone suddenly hits you, then you're basically it. That's it. That's all there is to it. So, once again, hope these tips helped you in some kind of way, and hopefully the gameplay somewhat showed some kind of tricks to it. Don't be like me and get smacked in the head like GTAman did to me one time, because you'll end up raging and you'll basically curse the whole world for what has happened. But anyway, my name is BuzzRock30. Hopefully this was informational. If not, then, you know, find me in the lobby and just straight up kick my ass. Love you all. Peace.